And welcome back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is your host, Chris, and as you guys can tell in the background, it's some Avengers music right there. Endgame music. I like it. Aram, do you like it?
Absolutely, cry, man.
Aram is in studio. Steven is in studio.
Yes, I am.
Katie is here.
I am here.
We also got Jesse calling in. What's up, Jesse?
How's it going, guys?
How you doing?
Who's Jesse?
I'm all right. How are you?
Jesse is JT Comedy. He is a stand-up comedian, part-time, full-time. He's the worst best friend a guy can have. And what's up, Jesse?
I try. My mom always told me to do the best at everything you try to do, and I really like to be a really bad friend. You know, miss birthdays. I don't know, not wish anyone a happy any holiday. That's just what I do. What about you guys? What are you guys up to?
We are about to talk about Avengers Endgame, because that just came out. What was that, Thursday?
Is that your comic book noise that you make for Endgame?
Thursday, technically.
Avengers. Kapow!
Yes. We're talking about that. Thanks for calling in, Jesse. All right, so we're kicking off the Theorize Hour a little earlier because, you know, Aram has so much to complain about. He was like, we're going to do Avengers. That's what we're going to do.
I did not say that at all.
Yes, you did.
I mean, you actually did.
I actually want to talk about Game of Thrones because I have a lot to complain about that.
He has a lot
Why aren't we talking about Game of Thrones? That's the question.
Dude, he has a lot to complain about in both, all right? So I think Game of Thrones is going to be a lot more
Well, let's just get started. Let's not waste any time.
Oh, wow, look at Aram go.
Oh, look at this. Oh, whoops, a leader.
Wow, thanks, man. Thanks for coming.
Worst best friend.
So, for anyone listening, spoiler alert, we're talking about Avengers. Spoiler alert right here. All right. So, Aram, you saw Avengers. Steven, you saw Avengers. Katie, I guess you did.
I did.
We all saw it together.
What'd you guys like? Aram, you're first. What'd you like about the movie? Your favorite thing. Don't give me a list. Just give me one thing that you really enjoyed about the movie.
I enjoyed Iron Man.
Okay. Steven, what did you enjoy? Don't say Iron Man.
You want my favorite moment?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the best part about the movie.
the best part, probably Captain America with Mjolnir. This is the best part for
With
me.
what?
Mjolnir.
Jonathan.
Katie, what about you?
I like the whole movie.
Wow.
That's it?
Especially the beginning.
Especially the beginning.
Generic answer, but
So she
When
especially liked the big.
they killed Thanos and you didn't expect it.
You
Right-
didn't?
right off the
Yeah.
bat.
So I got into that with a couple of people where, not got into it, but we discussed that. How'd you not see that coming? The whole movie is about time travel. Or, okay, they didn't
Well, yeah,
to
but-
straight out say, like, oh, time travel. But they kept, like, making hints towards it, you know.
I had no idea it was about time travel until I sat in for the first time.
well, I did, but I had no idea that was going to happen
Yeah,
because
that doesn't mean they have to
they
kill
never
him right away.
alluded to the fact that he used the stones again in anything, and then
Well, yeah, yeah.
I figured that they were gonna go at the beginning, like the clips they put out alluded to, and then just get destroyed again, and then they were gonna have to go time travel to somehow beat him.
Well, yeah. So I feel like when they were talking about the spacesuits, someone online, I think it's Twitter maybe or Reddit, one of those things they were talking about the quantum realm suits, like the transportation. Like apparently that's in the comics. I'm not a comic guy, so they're not out there, but apparently they do that in the
I'm
comics.
sure they do, but there's literally set photos from the Battle of New York, so that's been a rumor for a while that they were gonna time travel.
And someone said something about Loki being back too, so that
Right.
was another little hint right there. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't that shocked. I mean, I saw him die, and it didn't shock me. I was kind of like, oh, I like where this is going, kind of thing.
Well,
But
yeah,
it didn't
because
shock
when
me.
that happens, like it's like everything you thought might happen was kind of out the window. So you're like, oh wow, they're really kind of.
They took all the predictions and
Yeah.
squashed
Well, the
it
whole
right away.
thing with he blowing up, destroying the stones, I didn't know. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, he destroyed the stones. How are they gonna do this now? Because you know all those theories about the soul stone, everyone being trapped in the soul stone. You guys heard that? I feel like that was the most popular one that was being like thrown out there. But yeah, no, I wasn't surprised at the Thanos getting killed thing. How about you, Aram?
No, I wasn't either. Because they had, like, the powerhouse. You had Captain Marvel, Thor, Iron Man. They all went there. And he was also injured. Once you saw his arm, he was dragging along.
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, did Thor do that? Remember, because he missed and hurt him, and then he snapped. I was like, did that both? But then we found out it was because of the stones. But Jesse, what'd you like? What was the main thing you liked about the movie?
Captain Marvel's haircut. Best part.
Captain
Really liked
Marvel's
it.
haircut. Aram was killing himself right now. Anyway.
Well, the Aram like this. I like when all the ladies team up too. That's the part I really like too.
I mean,
Aram,
I
is his
actually
face
like
contorting?
that scene.
That was a really cool scene. I thought it was like really well done, and it just showed how strong all the Avengers are. I loved it.
I thought
It's perfect.
my favorite part was Gwyneth Paltrow being a gangster in Iron Man's death scene. I really like the way they portrayed that.
Being a gangster.
one-
I've never heard that one before.
Oh,
Well,
dude, it was done so well, man.
I know
She
it's
didn't do
funny.
the classic. She held the emotions in until he passed. Let out Spider-Man cry because he was the child. Oh, amazing.
Well, one of the things I liked is the way they successfully, carried out time travel.
Mhm.
I feel like there was no flaws. Well, yeah, I don't see any flaws with it. Do you?
There's two.
Absolutely.
Aram has flaws already.
Oh boy.
Oh, we're gonna get that into the hate subject right there.
Back to the Future.
But I really, yeah, right. No, they did time travel really well. The references were on point. I like the way they did it. It wasn't like if you change that, we're gonna change the future. It's like no, it's like alternate timeline.
Different. I figured that's how it was gonna be. Like, oh, you can't change anything.
Yeah, 'cause
Otherwise,
that's-
everything else is gonna get ruined. I like that they did whatever happens is set. It just creates another
Yeah,
reality that those
which
people will have to
totally
live in.
opens up all the other.
Oh yeah, totally. They could
universe-
totally just
yeah.
go back and do a whole nother thing if they really wanted to, which I don't think they will, but it's always there.
It's always there now in case they want to make more monies. But before we get into what we hate about the movie, we're gonna play a nice little song. You guys like that?
What?
Yeah, yeah. What?
Ready?
Yeah, man. All right.
What is this?
What is this?
Can I time travel to the next section? That's what I really.
I mean, you could, but
This
I
is
don't know if
madness.
you'd be in this universe. Now, this one is from my boy Aram. He kept requesting it over and over,
I haven't
so
requested anything.
he requested this over and over. So,
Well,
guys,
don't
get
be
ready.
So humble or
This is by the Hasselhoff. It's True Survivor.
I didn't.
Hey,
Hey, this is Eddie Valise from King, and you are listening to The Metal Teddy Bear. Whoa, so cuddly and warm. Lickalicious. I f***ed it last night. See what I did there?
Yeah.
See what I did there? I feel sick. I feel numb.
And welcome back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience here on 90.3 WMSC over in Montclair. This is your host, Chris, and I got amigos in the studio.
Amigos.
We got Aram Tsunami. What's up, dude?
Zumba.
Simba. We got Stevan.
Hello.
We got Katie.
What's up?
We got JT Drums. Oh, sorry, JT Comedy. All right, so we were talking about all the things we liked about Avengers, and now we're going to talk about all the things we hate.
I mean, we didn't talk about all the things we like.
We
You
did.
just said name one
This
thing.
show is not about liking things when Aram's here.
No, that's not true. Please
Right.
talk about things that you enjoy.
We don't talk about things we like.
All right, let's get the negativity out
Let's
of
get
the
the
way, and then
negativity
we'll go
out.
back to things we like. How about that?
Aram, what did you hate about time travel? I said it was flawless. You said no. And Jesse's like, yeah, there's a problem, but it's fine. Tell me what was wrong with time travel in Avengers Endgame.
Well, it's a complicated issue, Chris. Because when you involve time travel, it just creates a bunch of loopholes and paradoxes.
Usually. But they did it fine.
Nope, they didn't. I'll explain why.
Uh-oh.
So we know
A lot
that
of hands going
this
on
is-
over
this is spoilers. Spoilers. We know that Thanos from the past discovers that Thanos from the future was successful,
Good job.
and he. I don't appreciate that.
All right, continue.
So he goes after our heroes in the present, and he's able to get the Pym particle and go back, or I guess go forward in time. Or
Yes.
Go forward in
Forward.
time.
Yo, obviously.
If he's from the past,
Damn, condescending over here.
So
Let the man speak.
he finds Tony and the rest of the Avengers. And remember, Tony was looking at Doctor Strange, and he's like, "Is this the one where we win?" And Doctor Strange says, "Well, if I tell you, it'll change everything." So he doesn't say anything. And then we know that Thanos eventually gets the Iron Man glove with the stones in it. But then Iron Man is able to get the stones back, and Doctor Strange lifts his finger up his index fingers, I guess, implying that this is the one time
No,
that
that's
we
not
win.
what he was doing. He was telling Ant-Man it was time to go up Thanos' butt.
I wish that happened. So
In the alternate universe.
that means there are a whole bunch of alternate universes where Thanos actually wins. And the past Thanos says that he realized something because of the Avengers' actions, that he's no longer going to get rid of half of everyone. He's going to get rid of everybody and start over.
Everyone.
That means he knows that the Avengers are out there using time travel and that he's going to have to go through each time loop destroying the Avengers. And there are more of him than there are of the Avengers. And he has the gauntlet.
Oh.
No?
Yeah, what the hell are you
I'm
talking
not sure that
about?
had anything to
What?
do with the movie.
Yeah,
It
what?
does. Because you
Also,
But they
also he didn't
established
put his
it.
finger up at that time.
there
so he
are,
put it
okay,
up
what did
way
Doctor Strange? He
before.
said there are millions. He viewed millions of
14
timelines.
million 605.
Okay, that means he's won more, and now he knows he has to get rid of them.
I have to sit down for this.
He has to get rid of them.
Okay, but they kind of established that they don't care about the alternate realities. It's just the one they're in.
Yes, but
Yeah,
he can now
and
travel
he's-
through time, and he can go through different dimensions.
Yeah, but he didn't. He went through the one and
But
died.
he can.
Yeah, but
that's the problem.
No, because every
Also, he
time
can't.
he
He doesn't have
changes
any
it,
pin
he
particle.
creates another alternate reality. Their reality in itself is fine. That's how
But
they
you're still
explained
able
it.
to travel to alternate realities.
Right, but theirs is fine because there's no Thanos.
It's not fine because Thanos can come back anytime.
Also not true because in his attack at the beginning, he destroys all of the machines.
All of the machines?
Yeah, to go back in time. He has none.
The only one that's left is the van.
And then he destroys that right
Yeah,
after.
that
that's
gets
destroyed,
destroyed
and then
too.
they make a new one.
No, because
And then also,
he got the
he
gauntlet
doesn't have
back.
any pin particle left.
It doesn't matter. He has the gauntlet. He has the
The gauntlet
stone
doesn't
time.
create things always, you know.
He can change
I don't
reality
know.
and he can travel through time now because he has the gauntlet. So the pin particle didn't matter. And then there's also the reality where the pin particle was never destroyed, and he has that too.
Yeah, but
So
where are
wait.
you getting this all from? He's
Wait.
lying all this? He didn't say any of this stuff.
So if you're saying if you have the gauntlet, he has all 7 stones. He can time
Well,
travel.
he has a time stone.
Yeah.
He has a time stone.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
about the time.
was it established that you can time jump like they did with the quantum
Well, you
realm?
control all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
mean,
they
it's-
can go to alternate universes with the time stone.
Well, technically, by their laws of time travel, if he travels back in time, he puts himself in a different timeline.
Yeah, but if they destroy all the
Actually, not necessarily. It controls time within itself,
Right.
so within its timeline, because each timeline has its own stones.
exactly. I'm
So,
saying,
actually, no, he can't time travel. He time travels within his own line.
yeah.
So therefore, he would just travel back in time to defeat the same Avengers he just defeated, which wouldn't create another time loop because he would just rewind everything he just did.
Yeah, if everything got destroyed, like all those, like, what do you call them, portals? The
Mhm.
machines?
Yeah.
Time travel machine?
Quantum portal. Quantum
Yeah, the quantum
jumps.
portals. If he destroyed them on, the base and the van, how's he time traveling if he can't do that with the gauntlet?
Well, he can
Because
time
I just
travel,
said
but
there's a
rewind
reality
history,
where he got the
basically.
pin particle and he
Okay,
can do
but
whatever
even if he has
wants.
the pin particles, he still has to figure out how to time travel.
He already figured that out.
But the only way he did it was with the thing that the Avengers made. He doesn't know how to make that.
Well,
Yes, he
technically,
does.
I guess he
he,
could
he literally, and he has the
contort reality
technology
and
to do
create
it. They were successful in traveling into the future. They could easily do it.
Well, that was a part of a plot hole, though. Like, it didn't make it quite sense because they only had one pin particle at the time. Which, they
Well,
never.
if he
they
used it, I
gave
don't.
a good reason for it. They did it off screen, which is kind of weird. They didn't. They couldn't even say one line about it. They just kind of had his entire ship and fleet get through the portal, which is kind of weird considering that Nebula didn't bring the ship with her. She
Yeah.
brought the ship.
Yeah,
but
you
they didn't
could
have a pin
reasonably
particle to shrink the
deduce
ship.
that Ebony Maw and like Thanos could probably figure out how to reverse engineer a pin particle.
So,
though.
but they
yeah.
happens
But that,
all off
yeah, no,
screen.
I
That's
know
just
they
kind
didn't
of assuming.
explain it, which is a thing.
Like, technically he has infinite amount of time because they can always travel back. I thought maybe they copied the ship. Like, a cheap way of doing it would be they copied the ship's technology of shrinking it if they didn't use the pin particle, maybe, because they were able to resize the ship when they got to the other universe, and they said everyone had a once around with the pin particle, so technically maybe they used different technology to shrink and resize the ship. Maybe that Nebula brought him through the zone and dropped them in there, and then used the GPS to drag them back out of the zone that she left them in. That's the only thing I can think of. Or they go to Earth and take the pin particle, but that would be killing Earth over again, and they did that off screen, which they did once before with Xandar.
Well, I think
They
that's a
implied
lot
the
of
destruction of
like hypotheticals going on.
Exactly, that's what I mean. That's
So,
what not
Aram,
explaining how they did it. Leaves
I don't
that
know,
I mean,
out.
time travel is all hypothetical.
I
It's all-
respect what Aram said, but like, the point that I'm missing is how Thanos is gonna actually time travel without the quantum thing that Tony Stark made, and Tony Stark is now dead, and
you
no
can
one
just
else knows
reverse
how to
the
make
time
it.
once he gets the gauntlet. What he did with Vision, remember Vision died?
Okay, but every
He was
time
in
he
the area,
reverses, he's
he
gonna
reversed
create
it.
another
Yeah,
alternate
he also
reality and not
can't-
be able to get to the reality in which
Well,
he
that's
needs
not
to
true
get
with
to.
the time stone.
He has a
Each
reality stone
reality
and a
has its
time
own
stone.
time stone, and I guess basically, if we go by the laws of their time travel and every timeline has their own stones, then I guess the time stone realistically only rewinds and fast forwards time within its timeline. It doesn't create
It can't
or
jump.
uncreate a time.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
pretty much how it's
realistically we can
explained
go
with
by
Doctor
because,
Strange.
well, that's all we got from them.
Yeah. Any other problems with time travel, Aram, that you want to talk about?
I mean, I thought I had a pretty good case.
I don't know. I feel like it's just they could easily just bring Thanos back by somehow getting the stones and unsnapping him, which is established as possible with them unsnapping everyone. And he just only got dusted, so that's technically not dead in Marvel Cinematic Universe terms because they just brought everyone back. I think that's their way of keeping him like as a way to bring him back. I think just the time travel thing was used
Well, yeah.
for
Are
this
we
movie.
even worried about him time traveling if he's dusted?
Well, that's just
Well,
that
he's talking-
reality.
Yeah,
though.
he's talking about all the alternate realities that
There-
were made.
Well, technically
only
the
won
stone,
once.
if they're in the stone, then technically it's already back in its own universe, and you don't have to worry about that Thanos anymore. All the stones are gone from that timeline.
Right.
And then also, technically, the only plot hole within this timeline thing is Captain America. Because he went back in time and put himself in a timeline he was not in and changed the timeline, which therefore would put him in a different timeline and wouldn't be at the lake at the end.
That's true. I thought of that too.
Which I'm all right with because it was a beautiful ending.
Right.
But that's a plot hole. Like, it doesn't make any sense if you really use the very clear lines of rules of time travel they used in that movie.
But they don't even use their own rules because once you involve time travel, I think that's complicated.
No, they follow their own rules
Not.
up until Captain America.
So then they didn't. You just explained how they didn't.
Wasn't he there the
We
whole
talked-
time though, just old, living out his life? So there were two.
But technically, he went back in
Yeah,
time
when-
to put himself
after
there,
he-
and he would be in a different timeline.
After he returns the stones and decides, oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
live my life, he's technically changing time and creating an old alternate reality.
Yeah, because
So what Jesse's saying actually kind of makes sense because he should technically still come back, but also because of the Ant-Man thing where they kept bringing him back and he was like old for a second and then he was a baby another time, and so I guess that's maybe their way of explaining it. Like, there's ways to go about
Well,
it.
because the thing with Captain was that he went back and then he went
Because
and stayed.
he could have ran time through him rather than running himself through time.
No, because that means he wouldn't have lived with Peggy.
Time travel.
Yeah,
'Cause
let's
he
stop talking
lived
about
with
time
Peggy and
travel.
he-
This is too
He
complicated.
aged.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I was just like, oh, there was two captains.
Well, that would make sense in a different timeline, but let's say they beat Thanos in that timeline. What's the chance of them actually going through that?
Let's
you know,
talk
if there's
about
only one
Fat
timeline?
Thor. How about that?
Well, we know from Doctor Strange that they only won in one timeline.
Yeah, but no, but an infinite amount of timelines. He only checked 14 million, so technically they could win more.
I know, but just based
But-
on they could, but just based on the information we're given, they won one. So I mean, the odds
Yeah,
are
but so
against them.
therefore he would be put himself out of the timeline which they won. Because it's not changing the past; it's only creating new futures.
Yeah, Rom. All right,
Really?
so what we're gonna do right now is take a nice little musical break, and then we'll go right back to Avengers. And this one is pretty good. It kind of reminds me of Rom. It's
wrong one.
I don't know. I feel like it really speaks to how he is and how he thinks and how he's always like the lone wolf. This one's called "You Will Never Be One of Us."
Hey, this is Carrot from A Breach of Silence, all the way from Australia, and you're listening to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience with Chris on WMSC.
And welcome back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is your host, Chris. With me in the studio, I have Aram.
Hello.
I have Steven.
Yo, what's cracking?
I have Katie.
Hey.
We got JT Comedy. What's up, buddy?
I claim myself the king of the Aram and Steven Opinion Slayer. I stand alone on the throne of my grill.
What?
We're gonna drop his call.
All right, he's not making
right.
JT Comedy look
All
like a
right.
good moniker right there.
So we were talking about things we don't like.
Hey, Jesse, I won.
This was the worst part of the movie.
don't say it, Chris. Please.
Worst part.
Please don't say what you're about to say.
Worst part of the movie. No, it really wasn't the worst part. It just kind of bothered me a little bit. I like Captain America being able to pick up Thor's hammer. I like that he was worthy. That was cool. But when that became his primary weapon, I was kind of like, come on. And then he summoned lightning? Now, that's ridiculous. He's not the god of thunder. But as I was told by my work friends, that on the hammer it's engraved, whoever wields this has the power of Thor.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous. I was not a fan of it. I get why it happened.
Man.
Visually,
That's the
it
scene
looked
we've
cool.
been waiting for.
So you're
Dude.
kind of hating it for no reason?
No, it just didn't really make sense to me that much. Visually, it looked cool, but it was kind of like, that's not your weapon, dude. You have the you have the shield. You're supposed to be Captain America, not Thor. America.
Technically, Stormbreaker
worthy.
isn't Thor's weapon either,
Stormbreaker.
but it was still cool when he used it.
Yeah, because his hammer broke. He needed something. Gosh.
You know, Chris,
If Captain America had a better weapon that didn't break all the
you and
freaking
your
time,
nitpicking always.
that's not even that bad, Aram.
I feel
Anyway,
the worst
I
thing.
mean,
Jesse, what do you think?
Oh, come on,
Or
why
Katie
not?
actually. Hey, Katie actually wants to say something.
It's not like he just walked up to it and picked it up. In previous movies, he attempted to.
Yeah, but no, this one he literally went and picked
Well,
it up.
yeah,
no,
but
he didn't.
there's-
He didn't pick it up.
He literally
He
went-
summoned it. He
Huh?
didn't even pick
No,
it
he
up.
didn't. He walked over and picked it up.
Yeah.
No, because it floated for a second, then he caught it.
Because the handle was off screen, his hands were on it.
That's not what happened.
Like, I don't know, like,
Yeah.
technically we're both
But
right.
he
'cause none
did
of us
summon
know.
it. He did summon it at one point.
Yeah, you summon.
Late, yeah, after he threw it, after he picked it up,
still
possibly.
summoned it.
You know,
I
there's
mean-
no right here. I'm just going to argue it.
Like visually, it was cool. Him hitting, like ricocheting the hammer and the shield and all that, and killing Thanos with it. He didn't kill him, but he beating him up. But I was like, oh, that's a little.
He popped his eardrums.
So
on,
you
dude.
guys liked him wielding thunder
You're the only
and all
person
that?
I've heard that didn't like it.
No, there's actually
Yeah,
a couple
you're-
others.
Are you
Let's
talking
not
about your
try
work
to-
Yeah, but-
friends? I don't think
Yeah.
they like anything.
No, they do like things.
Oh,
Yeah.
Such a nitpick right
Why
there.
don't you like it?
Because it's not his weapon. It's
It
like what he's
doesn't matter.
doing.
It wasn't Vision's weapon either, but when he picked it up, it was awesome.
Picking it, I said that. Him being worthy is fine. Him summoning lightning is a little ridiculous. That's like
Which
Thor's
is
whole
whose
thing.
Power, which is
What?
whose power? It's Thor's power, which you get when you lift the hammer.
Yeah, so
Hell,
Yeah.
Thor didn't even know how to
you
use
literally
lightning
explained
without
why
the
it
hammer.
made sense.
Yes, I said that right, Jesse. But anyway,
I know you ruined your own theory yourself.
yeah. All right, so what do you guys have nitpicking? What's your little things that you bothered you during the movie?
I would have liked to have been explained more about Professor Hulk because it was funny, it was cool, but like it just kind of made Hulk weaker because that's literally the weakest form of
better
Hulk in the
looking.
comics. Like, because the whole thing with Hulk
His upper lip. Oh.
is like when he's angrier,
around.
he's more powerful. So like now that he's not like full Hulk, he's kind of just like a dude that's giant
Well,
and green.
come on. Black Widow was
But
giving him
he's
the
smart-
eye
But
at the
he's
diner.
smarter though.
Yeah, but he's smarter, but he can't use his full potential as the Hulk, which is like his main asset to the team.
Like
You know.
when they time
But it's fine. It
traveled.
was cool in the movie. I enjoyed like all of his scenes. I'm just saying, like I would have seen more. I would have liked to seen the actual transformation more, because they were building to it since Ragnar. Like, oh, he's
Well,
trying to find the.
I think the whole thing
solution,
with,
and then it was
like-
just there.
Well, because the whole thing with Hulk's character and Thor's character, they were more the comedy relief because Tony Stark usually is that, but he couldn't be because he was having like a mental crisis.
Yeah, but But
So they
I'm
used them
fine
as-
with
they were like
that, but,
Ragnarok.
you have plenty of comic relief characters with just like Rocket alone. Like you don't need like.
he wasn't
another-
really, he wasn't really used that much either.
Yeah, but he had very funny lines.
Yeah,
So, I'm fine with Professor Hulk. I just would have liked to seen more of it.
there's no Drax
Leading
to
up to
take
it.
away the comment or Chris Pratt,
Yeah,
so they had to use Ragnarok because dude, everyone loved that Thor movie. That was like the best Thor movie
it's a great
for
movie.
most of them. Most of them, I think most fans actually think Ragnarok was the best Thor,
Well, yeah.
except for
no
Rom
doubt.
because he doesn't like his
Oh,
voice in
and
it.
another thing, because because I was slightly confused at first, and I put it together. So you know how the Captain Marvel post-credit scene was like her arriving,
Yeah.
and then it like wasn't actually in the movie.
Yeah.
So like I was kind of confused at first how like she was just there and they didn't acknowledge her, but then I was like, oh, so that happened.
Don't they
then-
usually do that?
Well, sometimes when the post credits, like Civil War or whatever, I forget what movie it was, but they used the scene from Civil War as a post credit scene.
Yeah.
Like Cap and Sam going up to Bucky when he's like, but
They're assuming people saw the post.
no, I know, but like it
And
took
I
me
mean,
a
if you're
second.
a Marvel fan,
Wait.
No,
But then the
no.
movie took off.
It took me
right
a
from
second to
there.
put together that like she was there and then she went and found Tony and then came back. Because at first I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
they
No,
were just like
Civil-
weren't acknowledging them, you know.
Civil
Yeah.
War didn't have its post-credit scene in the movie.
I know,
It was just
I
did
know.
the next.
Okay,
I
I
know.
know it didn't. But that scene that was a post-credit scene was then in Civil War again. That's what I'm saying.
they reference it. I guess because the movies are right back to back.
Right? No, I'm saying but
Yeah.
I'm saying like it just was confusing at first. Like, would have liked maybe if they just kept it in.
At least you know who Thanos was, unlike the person in the theater.
Oh, well, that was just silly.
We had one person behind us who was like, "Who's Thanos?" and like getting like a description of him. Jesse, because you usually love everything. You're just a lover of everything. Did you not like anything about this movie?
No. Literally just the two things I brought up were one that is a definitive plot hole and one that could be kind of a plot hole but could have been easily explained. I didn't care about them because honestly I love the Captain America scene so much I can overlook it because of the perfect wrap up of the movie. And I thought they did everything pretty well. I really did not like everything. You know, the rat turning on the machine's a little annoying. Like, I can hear the fatties out in the world talking about it and definitely hating on it. But besides that...
Well, because there were so
don't
many
know.
theories of how Ant-Man was going to get it. Like, how is Scott going to get out of there? Like, oh my God, he's going to do the belt thing. He's going to do this. And it was like, it was a rat. Ha, all of you. You know what I mean? That's what I kind of looked at that as. It's like, ha, gotcha.
But the movie did unbelievable well on, one, tying up almost every loose end, giving everyone's character arc within the movie a finish.
It even made Thor 2 relevant.
Like, yeah, that too. You know, so it's like, I don't know. I really liked it. I thought it was way better than the Game of Thrones episode that
Nah.
fell apart and ruined its own story.
We'll get into that. But we have a Rom here, and he likes hating on everything. What'd you hate about Avengers Endgame? That we didn't talk
We
about.
keep going back to hating for a Rom.
Well, why don't we get Katie's opinion?
Yeah.
About what?
What'd you hate about Endgame?
I feel like hate's a strong word. There's some things that we...
Yeah, but you're very opinionated and you're very strong. Anyway, Katie, what do you think? What'd you not like about the movie?
I thought the rat thing was stupid. I feel like that was way too
Like easy?
ridiculous.
Like-
Yeah, like if that's all it took.
I mean, it took 5 years for a rat to
Yeah, so
talk. It wasn't like the rat did immediately.
right. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted my theory to be right about the belt. What was that? Because in Ant-Man 2, he kept going big and large, and that's how he got out the first time. So I was like, oh, that's gonna happen. But no. Anything else you didn't like?
I mean, I know this was like the comics, and I love Captain Marvel, but her hair was a little ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. I was like, why?
It killed her.
Did I mean, I thought originally because she wanted to look like Marvel, her
Marvella.
her predecessor.
yeah, no, that's just what she looks like in the comics.
Yeah.
And Marvel is
Yeah,
a-
that blows
a
my mind
dude
because I always
in
thought
the
Captain Marvel
comics.
was a dude in comics.
Well, he is. His name's
We went over
Shazam.
this the other night.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what? She's in the comics? I thought they did that for the movie, but yeah, the haircut was a little bit calmed down around. Is there anything else, or you liked it other than that?
No, I liked it.
There we go. People actually like movies.
I
This
don't
is so
search
weird.
for things to hate.
You know, usually when people are on my show, I just get so much hate from a certain direction. I just don't.
I feel like hate's a strong word. I'm just critiquing it.
All right. So what didn't
That's,
you
that's
like?
the point. See, you have to be able to look at things and see what could have they done better here. What doesn't.
So
make
what
sense?
could they have done better? What's one thing that you're like they should have done this better?
I feel like Hulk, and I agree with Steven. I really wanted to see Hulk redeem himself. I wanted to see Hulk go really mad and see how powerful
fight
he can
Thanos?
become. Yeah, we didn't get that. I'm disappointed. in
Yeah, that would have been nice if
Yeah.
even if it was just like a late jump in on the Thor, Iron Man and Captain America triple team on him. Granted, he was underground.
I was talking about this before
kind of
with
stopped him, right?
don't Hulk's character changed a lot from when he was first introduced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the
well,
way
yeah,
he.
even the actor.
But like, remember he used to get bigger and bigger when he was angry. I
Yeah.
know that was in the comics, but he actually did that in the movies too. He would get more angry and stronger.
Yeah.
More angrier.
But now that he's a mixture of both, is he even as strong?
No,
so
he's
when
not.
he-
he's
Because
not.
Hulk's
So
strength is in his anger. The angrier
why
he is,
would
the
you want
stronger
that
he is.
Thanos scene if he would just get?
That's another thing. We're just
Well, no, that's
assuming
what-
all that though.
What?
That he gets stronger when he's angry,
Oh,
and
no,
that he's not
that's-
as strong as when he's the professor.
But now he's more like half and half
Yeah,
than full
Yeah.
Yeah,
strength
that's, he
Hulk.
can't get fully angry anymore.
He's still strong though. He's still crushing cars.
Well,
He
yeah,
just
but
wasn't-
Thanos strong,
Yeah.
would
I
that
mean,
even be a
no,
good
but
battle?
no one's as strong as Thanos.
right?
we don't know that.
In the current,
Well, I was
in
always
the,
mentioned.
you know.
This was mentioned a lot. Scarlet Witch.
well, she finally was actually like powerful. They didn't nerf her this time. Which was
Scarlet Witch,
cool.
Captain Marvel, and I can't remember the third person is stronger than Thanos.
Doctor Strange,
Oh, no.
in a way, technically.
Phoenix. What's her name?
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah,
Jean
Grey.
Grey.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Those
we
are
have
the
to
three.
We have to wait a few
Yeah.
years for them to do that story a third time.
But Ron, what else did you like?
I didn't like how they didn't realize for the Soul Stone, you needed a sacrifice.
Well, no. This is how I interpret it. They knew that. Well, Nebula knew that,
See, yeah, Nebula knew
That's
that. I
why
feel
they
like-
were
but she
sent.
didn't say it because the only way it was going to happen is if they got there and realized it had to happen.
Yeah.
Like, if they said that in front of everyone, they'd be like, well, no, we have to find another way to get it. Because you know Cap and, like, Hulk are gonna be like, no, we're not letting one of you die. So she was like, okay, they just have to go and do it. It's the only way.
Well, I feel like Cap would have sacrificed himself.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have gotten Mjolnir, so sorry, Scarlett Johansson. You still get your movie, but...
That makes sense, but I still feel like Nebula should have said something. Like,
Well, our
again, it was the whole goal.
our Avengers talk is
do it.
almost up. Is there anything you guys want to discuss before we go?
I say we go 15 more minutes.
yeah, I wish Captain America saw Red Skull again.
I hope they do a Disney Plus series on that. Him
Yeah.
returning all the stones. Because I feel like...
That's what I was hoping.
Because it's
to get.
technically not Red Skull, so I don't even know if he would even remember Captain America in a way. He's kind of just... It's him, but it's not.
Well, yeah, because doesn't he just
it's-
repeat the
yeah,
same?
he just like says how you're doing it. He doesn't like know.
No, I remember
Well,
he
I feel
said
like
he
he
was
had a-
banished.
Yeah, he had like a good conversation with them. So I
Yeah,
feel like
he,
knows.
he remembers. He was banished for what he did. Or
Well, no,
whatever.
he just says son of blah blah blah, and he said daughter for someone, I forget who, and then he says I guide those to what I can't possess or whatever.
Yeah, but in the first one, the Infinity War, he explains why he was there to Thanos.
Right, he touched the stone, which I'm reasonably assume he would remember regardless if he remembered everything else, because like that's how he got there.
Yeah, so
But I hope they do something regarding, because I'm sure Chris Evans.
I
would
know
be
they couldn't
down,
really do
but-
much because the actor changed, right?
Yeah, he didn't want to do
Yeah,
the
he didn't
makeup
want to do it
anymore.
anymore. But
Yeah.
I think we could live with that. It would only be for assuming they do a series. It'd be probably one episode.
Yeah.
So
Aram, anything else?
No, I just thought that would be interesting interaction. Like, oh hey, it's Red Skull. How do I return this?
That'd be cool. I just like how they opened up everything. Really, there's so many alternate timelines you can do now. There's old Cap to deal with. Like, there's just a lot that can go on now.
what
I think it's
about
pretty cool.
and
And
Falcon as Captain America?
boo!
Ooh,
No, dude. You know what's great? Thor being part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That is gonna be cool.
That's gonna be funny.
And we'll get Kog and his friend Mike.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good thing. I'm gonna enjoy it.
No, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That'd be cool. But I don't want to talk about things I don't like Sam getting the shield. Come
Well,
on.
what's wrong with that?
Bucky should have got that.
No, absolutely. You really think
because
the
it wasn't
guy
worthy?
who killed everyone is gonna be Captain America?
Man. Yeah, he redeemed himself.
Jesse, you okay? Did it? But that's the thing. Like,
It-
think about it.
It
Bucky,
doesn't-
But Bucky wouldn't even be there without Sam helping Captain America. You know.
True.
It's
So
like
he was there when he was trying to get Bucky redeemed. So like, he's the guy you want. Even if he's not technically Captain America, you want him.
I mean, the thing I have the most problem with is like not really the worthiness anyway. It just makes no sense for his fighting style. He flies like Iron Man. He uses his wings as a shield. He
I
like,
would say he
fires
flies
guns.
like War Machine. Let's not say he's Iron Man.
Okay, War Machine is like Iron Man. Same. but fine. He flies like War Machine, and it's kind of like, was he going to use the shield for? I mean, maybe he'll make it work.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
But I think Bucky would have
the
used it
shield,
much
it's
better.
about the symbolism.
Hey, Jesse, we can't hear you. What's up?
So I don't think it's about the shield. It's really about the symbolism.
Yes, exactly.
He might not even use the
I've
shield.
been told that many times.
He
Just as a
technically-
logical standpoint, fighting style would work
Okay,
better
but he
with Bucky.
technically has built-in shields with his wings. He doesn't need a shield.
That's what I said.
So it's
Yeah,
just like,
maybe he just
I'm
puts it on
passing
his
this
backpack
off.
or something.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. It's not about the fighting style. It's about the,
And
passing of the
it's
torch.
in the comics, so it's
Yeah.
not out of the realm of possibility. So
So maybe Bucky would just kill Sam for it. That'd be cool.
no, I think Bucky's fine as the White Wolf /
All right, guys,
Bucky
that-
slash
Oh,
Winter
watch your mic.
Soldier
That-
/
I see what you
everything
did
else. So
All right, that was our Avengers Endgame discussion. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Get ready for this little tune. It's by Jesse's new favorite band. This band is called Hath. This one's called Usurpation. And Aram actually really likes these guys, too. He's a really big fan of the guitarist Pete. So here we go. Usurpation, guys.
Hey, you're listening to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience. Dude, I love teddy bears. I love the teddy bears. They're the greatest thing in the world, Sharon. Yeah!
And welcome back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience here on 90.3 WMSC over Montclair. This is your host, Chris. And with me in the studio, I have my friend, Aram.
Hello.
We have Steven.
I'm not your friend.
You are.
You didn't say that though.
We got Katie in studio. What's up, girl?
Hey, Chris.
And shout out to Sam for tuning in right now. Thanks for listening. Hope you're enjoying the Game of Thrones conversation. That is coming up.
Ram's googling theories right now. I see.
Oh, dude, he is. He
No, I'm
totally
looking
is.
up the name of the director.
Miguel Sapochnik.
That was it.
Why do you hate him?
No, I think he's a fantastic.
Ram hating someone?
Wait, come on, let's stop this.
All right,
Come on,
so-
that's enough.
All right, we're fading out the Game of Thrones music right there. And we're going to talk about episode 4. No, it's episode 3. Right? Yeah, episode 3.
3 of 6.
Because 4's coming up.
Episode
70. 3, guys. I'm getting a little confused here. I can't even. But you guys ready for this, man? This was the biggest episode. They kept talking about it, kept projecting it. They're like, "Oh my God, it's gonna happen!"
Took 55 days to film.
Oh man,
Well,
$15 million budget, right?
Nights
if I remember
to
correctly.
Film. They only filmed
And
at night.
there were so many mixed reviews. There were so many I hate this episode, and there's so many like this was the best episode of Game of Thrones. And then there was some like it looked cool, but they ruined the story. So right now I'm gonna go around
I
the
don't
room,
think that was in any of those.
and you're gonna say your opinions. Not starting with Ron because he's too negative. Katie, what'd you think?
Well, I don't watch the show.
You're a huge fan. I know you are.
Yeah.
So what'd you think?
She made me pizza rolls while I
I
was
did.
watching
I
it.
was his waitress.
Aw, that's
Yeah.
sweet. That's nice there.
She knew it was going to be an emotional experience for me.
Sounds like abuse.
Me and Ron watched San Jose Colorado game and then watched Game of Thrones.
Wow, where was our invite?
All were invited.
No, you didn't say
I
anything about
don't
Game of Thrones
recall.
after,
What do you think I
man.
was gonna do after the game?
I don't know.
Go to sleep? No, I was gonna watch
Assault
Game of
Aram or
Thrones.
something?
So we watched, and then Charlie left. Tosh fell asleep, and then me and Ron watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you should have said that.
Bro, come
over,
on.
I'll come over this
Anyway, what did you think about the episode, Steven?
Sunday. I enjoyed it from start to finish. Truthfully speaking, I had a very visceral and real reaction to the end.
Guys,
right?
Jesse's on the line.
She could attest to it.
He made a lot of sounds.
In the moment, it was a great moment to me. I don't know. The only real gripe that I had with it was kind of hard to see sometimes, but I know that was a design, artsy thing they did, which is fine. So I have no complaints. It's not the best episode ever. It's not the worst episode ever. It's a great episode, though, in my opinion.
And what about you, Jesse?
I thought it looked beautiful. Thought there was a lot of awesome scenes, a lot of awesome action.
You look beautiful.
Thought it looked great all the way through. And I thought Theon's death was amazing. I thought Jorah's death.
Theon's?
Theon's.
Reek? His
Come
name's
on.
Reek.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah. I thought Jorah's death was really good. I think it should have been somewhere else and shouldn't have been on where it was. It should have. There were just little things that just, like, I felt empty at the end of the episode. Like, I was so tense throughout the entire episode. I was blown away by everything that was happening. I was so, like, into it. And then the second the credits roll, I just kind of felt empty. And then I kind of thought about it, and it's just kind of, like, they kind of threw the Arya thing in there. Like, really? Like, if they thought about it, they thought it through. Also, they could have did it differently. Like, he was completely surrounded, and it shows that she didn't even, like, climb trees or anything. It just ran by the White Walker, which I'm supposed to believe, which when you see the Night King comes and they split the Sea of the Dead, they're like 6, 7 zombies deep, and it's all the way around, and they're a hive mind. So that means she just ran through, and nobody noticed. And they were a good, like, 15, 20 feet away from the zombies. And then it's like, he didn't even need to see her. It should have been stopped. Now, if you wanted Arya to kill him, you just make it a different scene. Like, it was cool the way she did it. It didn't make it, but then it's like her killing him made John's stare downs make no sense. It made the princess that was promised make no sense. The prophecy they used to fuel her to kill him was in season 3, which wasn't also in the books. They just put it there, which is fine. But then they decide that she's going to kill the Night King when they're writing season 7. So that means the prophecy had nothing to do with it originally. Also, 1/3 of Westeros is blue-eyed. It makes no sense. It's fine. It looked cool. She was running and screaming and jumping.
She didn't scream until she jumped.
I'm like, I can't believe that she did it. If they wanted to happen, just have it anywhere else.
But who
come up with a better way
to do it?
That's all I'm asking.
Just to play devil's advocate right here, this is kind of what I've been told. Throughout the, the show, you'd say, like the first couple episodes or something, it shows that Arya is very sneaky. I think she sneaks up on Jon.
They literally showed it in the episode.
Yeah, so
man,
that's what I'm getting
open
to.
Area with no one around.
She
it's
sneaks
amazing.
around.
It's
she
amazing.
does everything, and then in the dungeon or library, whatever you want to call that, she's going from shelf to shelf. The guy looks under the table. She's gone. Like, she's really stealthy. And then when she was with the guy with no face.
Okay, and in this season too, John's at the Godswood tree, and she sneaks up on him, and he literally says, "How did you sneak up on me?"
Exactly.
In the exact spot that she killed the Night King.
They were put in a scenario where she would have to touch and push through zombies to get to him. It made no sense.
Not true. She knows Winterfell better than most people.
And then also it confirmed when the White Walker's hair moved. That confirmed that she moved near them.
But you also said they're a hive mind, and if the Night King didn't see them coming, technically they don't react until he does. And when he reacted, he had
what
her.
They see and feels what they feel. Like, he just knows.
So are they a hive mind or not?
Working into them. They are a hive mind, so he knows they're there. If a zombie sees her, which they would have, because they're all looking at him, and there's like 5, 6 zombies deep, she would have to push through all of them. The White Walkers are there, and it shows that she goes by the White Walkers, which is the thickest part of the zombies and White Walkers. It just makes no sense. Just do it anywhere else. Like, if you really wanted to do it, just make it a different scene.
But where else is that going to happen?
I don't know. I'm not writing it. But the way they wrote it...
If you're going to say do it somewhere else, provide a different spot. It was proven in the episode you can't beat the Night King head on.
Hey, guys, you guys are talking at the same time. You can't hear you.
If you just want to believe it, that's fine. You can enjoy it. But when asked about it, I can't believe it at all. Like,
but you can't beat the Night King head on. That's proven in the episode twice.
Sure, I guess.
So how are you going to kill him?
What do you mean you can't beat him head on?
Write a better way. It was lazy.
Daenerys tried.
Jump out of the darkness and do what she did. It makes no sense.
Wait, Jesse, hold on. So why can't you beat him head on?
Daenerys tried. It didn't work.
The dragon
Yeah,
fire?
and Jon tried, and he was really like, "Oh, sorry, bro. I'm gonna raise all these dead people. You can't get to me." And of course, he's avoiding Jon Snow. Jon Snow defeated a White Walker in front of him.
And then they wrote something like that. Like, that's what I mean. They wrote it to make them fail, which is fine. But then they gave Arya a very insurmountable way of killing him. Like, how am I supposed to believe that? I can't. Like, I poke so many holes through it. I just can't enjoy it.
Aram wants something to say. Aram has something to say.
Oh, I just want to talk about what I liked about the episode before.
Oh, that's
what?
different.
I thought you were gonna add to this.
Well, I'm. You all know me as the one who criticizes.
Yeah.
So I thought
Really?
I would say as what I liked about the episode. Am I allowed to do that, or is that
I don't
going
know,
against
that's
the
not
grain?
Well, I mean, we're kind of.
I have her saying really. Are you all surprised?
Well, no, because All right, go for it.
I just thought that I know what's his name, the director.
Miguel Sapochnik.
He did a fantastic job.
As usual.
I mean, the cinematography, the music. Oh my God, the music was so good. And especially with the writing he had to work with, the trash writing. Oh my God, he pulled a miracle.
Oh, here we go.
And this is where we go to the bad stuff. The writing was terrible.
That lasted
It was
long.
so poorly written.
Here we go.
Nothing made sense. The characters made such stupid decisions. You got the Dothraki in the beginning.
Okay, can I
Oh
point
my
something
God.
out
That bothered the
about
hell
the
out of me.
strategy?
Yeah, go for it.
Jon Snow is not a good strategizer. It's proven. He loses almost every battle.
But you know who was there?
Who?
Jamie Lannister.
Okay,
You
he
know who
wasn't
else
in
was there?
charge.
He was there.
Yeah,
Okay, but
they
it's
all
not
came up
his
with the
call.
plan together. Yeah, they
Wait,
all.
what
So
battle
was
did he
Tyrion.
lose?
Tyrion was there too.
He was about to lose the Battle of the Bastards until Littlefinger and Sansa came in.
Sansa was there too.
But
Yeah.
but that's the thing. I agree. They should have had Sansa and even Tyrion helping in the actual battle. And Tyrion even said that. He's like, I could see something that will help us. And they,
Yeah, but
So I
they
agree,
made out
the
the
writing-
game plan before. It's
I know,
not like
and-
during.
I know that. But Jon Snow and Daenerys always have final call in that situation. That's proven. They're the heads. And
But
Jon
this is-
Snow is the one leading the fight. He knows them better than anyone. So what he thinks is good is going to happen. He's the only one that's fought them, really.
Yeah, but
And this is where I say it's stupid writing because like War 101, you don't run into what you can't see.
yeah, they just ran into darkness.
I know.
Like, oh my God, they had fire on their blades. Cool. That
No
really
one said
didn't.
the Dothraki
They know
were
they're
smart.
they know they're outnumbered. They know they're outnumbered. They can't see anything. They have fire swords which barely light up anything.
Yeah.
Of course they're gonna die. Why would you
We'll
command
say
your
that
men
the
to
scene
do
looked
that?
amazing, though.
Yeah, it was cool. Like
I
visually,
love the
everything
way
was
they
cool.
built it up and then crushed everyone's soul.
I
That was
mean,
my favorite part
through-
because it just amplified the tension by like 30.
before the episode aired, I heard a theory where they were gonna lose this battle.
But how? Like, and then
They were gonna lose this battle, and somehow the Night King and Bran, like somehow they were gonna make it to, what's it called, King's Landing, and they were gonna be the epic big battle there. And so the whole time I'm like, they're gonna lose, and I'm kind of for that kind of stuff. Like when Thanos Infinity War, I know
Yeah,
going back to
but-
that, they lost. I love that kind of stuff.
But Thanos, you could see Thanos winning, obviously. But
you
like,
can see the
what-
Night King winning.
Yeah, but then he just
No,
kills
the way
everyone.
they made the dead army, the way they made the dead army made it almost impossible to believe that none of the main characters died.
yeah,
it
that
is
was
insanity.
Yeah.
that
Like
was
that's
bad.
what I mean.
They
Like
were-
it looked amazing, but when they first crashed into the Unsullied and they're just murdering all of them, it was like, dude, you can't like. It looked great, but it's like you can't believably like. Just like they're gonna get like
don't
the
know
second
how
they touch
Sam
people,
didn't
it was like
die.
they're killing every single one of them. But
Yeah.
conveniently, when they touched the main character, they were just hugging him. But then, like an Unsullied dude just gets his head chopped off instantaneously.
Yeah, there was like,
Like-
literally a wave, like a tsunami, or a wave
Also, how were they
of
running on
zombies.
top of each other? That was kind of weird.
Yeah,
I feel like there was lack of character development or learning from their past mistakes, especially with Sam,
Yeah.
the Hound.
oh, they ruined the Hound. Come on, I mean, not ruined him, but like I was really disappointed that he got like really scared in the hallway. He was like, "We lost, it's over," and he was like giving up already. A lot of
Yeah,
people said
but,
he
like,
was because he was panicking about the fire.
I feel like that's a good point. But what it's like you think about this your whole life. If you live in Westeros, the dead coming,
Yeah,
and now it's there, and you're like what is happening? Like that. Even like the strongest warrior are gonna be like, oh my god, like what's happening?
yeah, but even like, but he saw his like I wouldn't say his friend, but his like, what's his name, the guy with the eye
Beric?
patch. Yeah, he was fighting. He's not helping him out. Arya needed help. Like finally, when he actually saw Arya, like
Well, he actually likes her.
yeah, I mean, it was
He
kind
doesn't
of.
like Beric.
Yeah, he literally said that in the episode before.
I know. I know. To me, that was just a little weak to do to the Hound.
Also,
he's
dirty what they did to Beric. Like they put him like how far past the books to just get cut up a ton of times and then just die on the floor.
They made him the
Like it
new
was just
Hodor.
kind of weird. Like he should have like I don't know. Like it was just like he's not an immortal man or a super powerful dude. He's just a dude that died a bunch
Yeah,
and then brought back.
and his
like,
purpose
to
for
just
being
get
brought
stabbed
back, how many
mortally.
times? Like
No.
he got brought back what, like 9 times it said or
I
something?
think it was 19,
19. Oh my god. What, to save
Well,
Arya? That was his whole
apparently.
19 purpose? That kind of seems a little lame right there.
Like
It's
because
weak.
it was just a lot of weird things that just like there were so many cool scenes. Like that's the thing. There's so many cool scenes, but then just like you're just kind of going like Theon's character arc got completed. He died. It was amazing.
No, that was
Jorah,
stupid.
They dropping Danny and Jon into the middle of the battlefield and then summoning all the dead, and then just believably that all of them attack, Jorah basically one or two at a time.
Yeah, wait, hold
It's
up. Hold up about the dragon thing. Wasn't the whole dragon scene with the snowstorm and then flying around, that was so dumb. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
Dragons are so cool, like breathing fire and stuff. They just show them like going around in a circle in like a whirlwind of like snow. Like they didn't know. It was really dumb. They're hitting trees.
Trying to get the Night King.
It was so stupid, man. And then
that was dumb. That kind of.
Okay, for a
kinda
little bit,
showed
but they
that
kept showing it over and over. Like, yeah, they got duped. Night King kind of tricked them all. That was so silly. I'm sorry. It looked really dumb. It was a waste of time on screen. And then
I thought that was the best logo. Like
the whole thing with Danny's dragon hitting the floor, saving Jon, and then it wasn't flying, and then she wasn't breathing fire, and it was just getting attacked over and over, and she's just going around in circles on the floor, getting attacked by all these and she's not doing anything. She's not flying away, not shooting. She's like It was so dumb. It was angering me so much. The use of dragons in this episode was pitiful. Like they used dragons are supposed to be cool, badass,
Cool.
but they didn't utilize them correctly. They made them look so useless.
Except for
they didn't even have like a big dragon fight. I thought there was gonna be a big epic dragon fight with like.
I think I know what Jesse's gonna say, so say it.
Jesse, go for it, buddy.
I don't know, like the storm, like that brought, like they won.
Dragons
they
have never been north.
But what was that storm? The Night King brought the
They
storm.
can't see anything.
What?
The Night King brought the storm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he does. He brings the storm wherever he goes.
It was so
that's why
silly.
Every time you see the Night King, there's always a crazy storm around him.
Not all the time, but yeah, I guess he could summon it. But I know, dude. I'm sorry. The use of it was so silly. There's nothing cooler you could have done with it. Like, oh, we're gonna get rid of the dragons by just putting them in this whirlwind of snow. That's kind of silly.
But it's also like, I don't know, like, yeah, but that also delivered us one of the most beautiful imagery of the entire episode, which was Danny's dragon blowing fire as the storm was about to hit all the troops. I thought that was the best look of the entire show.
Yeah, and you got that.
That looked amazing. And then she gets consumed by the storm.
Well, there's also
when
they get out of the storm and the dragons are fighting each other was pretty cool, too.
But you barely got any of that. And then, I'm sorry, man.
They only have so much time, man.
And then Jon yelling at screaming at the dragon.
Well, I actually saw something on Reddit today that if you slow that clip down, he's yelling "go!" So a lot of people think he saw Arya and was distracting the dragon so she could get by it, because the dragon was blocking the Godswood from anyone getting in. And I listened; it's actually pretty convincing. He's going "go, go, go," and
really?
then that happens.
I only watched it one time, so
yeah. If you go on Reddit, someone slowed it down, and that's what it sounds like.
But I still think that's kind of weak.
What?
Yeah, it's still really not believable to do what she did.
What's your guys' opinions? Can Jon get hurt by fire?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
A lot of people saying he wouldn't.
No, but it's happened.
Well, he burned his hand when he fought the first dead person. Yeah.
That's literally happened.
That's true.
Someone said that was a plot hole.
Well, no, it happened.
No,
because I thought he would get hurt, but a lot of people said no. If you could ride a dragon, you wouldn't get hurt by fire.
No, he got hurt when he first met the walkers, and he grabbed, was it the fire sword or a torch or something?
No, he grabbed the candle, basically the torch or whatever, the torch lamp, whatever. He grabbed it and just threw it at the walker.
They wrapped his hand after.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he would get hurt by fire, but a lot of people have been telling me that no, he's immune to it.
No. I'm pretty sure that's only Daenerys. I don't think all the Targaryens
the whole episode.
No, if you're a dragon, like her brother got burned to crisp, but he wasn't like a dragon. You know what I mean? Like Khaleesi was.
He got melted.
Was. Okay, he got melted. So they were saying that he wouldn't be able to ride a dragon. A dragon wouldn't let him touch him or anything. And let Jon do it, he would be immune to fire. That's what I've been told, but I'm not really sold on it. But I got your opinions on it.
Before, so that's proven he.
They just said that was like a plot hole.
Because he's not full-blooded Targaryen either. You have to realize that.
Well, also, it can't be a plot hole because they were going by the books at that time, and in the books, Dany can be hurt by fire. That was something the show added.
Well, what else do you guys want to complain about? I know Rom has a long list.
Ron being dropped in the middle of the field.
Oh, man.
So
All right. So
All right.
we have Sam not following through, not becoming a better person, getting his friend killed. We talked about the Hound
Oof, done dirty.
still being afraid.
Yep.
We have talked about Barrick being the next Hodor. That was his whole purpose.
Yeah, really.
Then we got Bran. Oh my goodness.
Bran was, dude. I used to like him. No, I think he's so annoying now.
Well, he's hardly a person.
I got another question for you guys.
If he is at all.
Can Bran see the future?
I don't think so.
I don't think he can
No, he sees it through
see
vision.
the
He
future.
doesn't
I think
see the
he
future.
could. I forget how someone said it. I think he could.
People said he can predict the future, but he can't see it.
Like, he can't warg into it like he can the past
I think he could
and like the
piece
current.
things together, not like straight up see it. If
'Cause-
that's the way to put it.
Because I've heard so many arguments lately where like I'm like not really sure, because you know how he makes like a comment to Jamie. He's like, "How do you know you're gonna make it?" I mean, obviously Jamie did make it, but remember, like everyone's like, Bran knew Arya was gonna kill the Night King. That's why he gave him the dagger. A lot of people said he knew that was gonna happen. So wouldn't that be he knows the future, or he just knew somehow, some way she was gonna do it?
Well, he confirmed he didn't know how to kill the Night King.
So the
So
event,
he
so,
went,
so
like-
he didn't know. That's what I mean. Like, so then there's that where he's like, I don't know. No one's ever tried before. If he saw the future, he would have known that Dany would have tried to breathe fire on him, the Night King, and he wouldn't die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a huge, literally, you know. If
But
you watch the
isn't
post
there the
episode,
thing
inside the
where-
episode, they say they just wanted to pick Arya because no one saw it coming.
They said
Like
that.
literally, it's terrible.
Yeah, that's
so
that's
bad.
why it's bad.
It goes
writing.
back to poor writing.
Yeah,
But isn't there also a thing where like he can't like actually say what's gonna happen because it might like it's like the Doctor Strange
I was gonna
thing.
say,
He
that's-
can't
that's-
say
that's
what's
Avengers,
gonna
man.
happen. So
no,
in a way.
the time in Game of Thrones is unchangeable. Everything that's going to happen is going to happen no matter what.
In that time warp.
That's what the Blood Raven said. You can go back in time and talk to people. Like, they can kind of hear you in the past.
But around what
That's
else?
what
do you have
happened
to
to
say?
Hodor, what, you know.
Well,
But
I feel
nothing
like-
they do can change it.
We're running low
what-
on time.
What was Bran warging into? What was he doing the whole time?
Ravens.
Yeah, they told me he
To
was looking for
travel
the
the
Night
camera
King.
He
to
found the
Night
Night
King?
King right away.
I have nothing else to say about that.
I think that's a wait and see. There's still 3 episodes.
Okay.
Well, you think he was doing more than just flying around with the Ravens?
I would hope so.
And then Jesse brought up the whole Arya. I mean, I love Arya. She's one of my favorite characters. Her and the Hound, that group together, my favorite characters in the show. But they made her so overpowered, and I feel like they've just ruined the show.
Yeah, like,
Bran was
how
surrounded.
how is she not supposed to kill, like, Cersei? She could easily do it. Like, that's what they showed, basically.
If she kills Cersei, which she has green eyes, that was a prophecy. The show is about her,
Yep.
and it's just about revenge.
Yeah.
Basically, it's about her list, which is wrong. That's not what the story should be about. If anything, I feel like, I know it's cliche, but I feel like the show was implying that Jon and the Night King were supposed to fight, which we never even got to see.
Yeah, they
yeah.
implied that hard, man. They really implied
which,
that.
which makes basically Dany's dragon getting killed for nothing.
And how did the dagger even kill the Night King? He can't be hurt
Well,
by...
they say it stabbed the dragon glass, but you see him stab him in the stomach, which is kind of weird because it's supposed to be in his chest.
So
But
fire
whatever.
can't kill him, but Dragon Class
Also,
can.
if Valyrian steel can kill the Night King, the only thing that makes Valyrian steel magical is dragon fire.
Exactly.
So, like, you know, it's just kind of, it's just like, I enjoy the episode. When I watch it, I like what I see, but it makes me feel so empty. And to talk about Endgame and the same thing, the reason I loved Endgame, because the story and the things they put 10 years in the past made me feel something by the end of it. Game of Thrones, I was like, here we go. And I felt nothing.
Nothing at all.
Theon made me feel, Jorah made me feel, and then everything else was just really cool looking. And it's just like,
Well,
Come on.
we got to wrap it up here. My show is now over. So thank
Wait.
you for calling in, Jesse.
wait, one more.
wait,
One
he's-
more thing.
He's stopping
Where-
your
where-
show from being over.
Where was Hodor? Come on, we were waiting for zombie
You wanted a
Hodor.
Hodor. Hey, we got the Maester, though, so
Yeah, we did.
we got a Crypt
oh yeah, why
Maester.
bring everyone back from the dead? Just saying, you didn't even show him.
I wanted a Headless Stark. Nah, he was burned and
well,
cremated
no,
with
he
his
was.
bones.
He came back in just a box.
All
He
right,
wasn't even
well,
a skeleton.
thank you guys for listening. I always appreciate it. Tune in next week. Same time, 7 to 10. Aram, you want to say goodbye?
You know, I don't always listen to the radio, but when I do, I choose to tune into WMSC 90.3 Upper Montclair with your one and only host, Christopher Annunziata, Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. to 10.
All right, guys. Steve and Katie, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks, man.
It's a
Thanks for
pleasure.
having us.
No
problem.
problem.
And here's Slipknot's Wait and Bleed.
Oh, he
Good night,
still does
guys.
that.